Alright, boys and girls, today's lesson is lesson 3-4. And what we will be doing today is we'll be talking about the method that I did when I was little that in section 3-4 it gives it a name. And it's called digit by digit method. So I quickly want to go over the two methods that we've learned in this unit. I'll throw in my one extra lesson I like to call my old school lesson where I taught before, or method I mean, and then we're going to go over the method that I did as a kid that we called the digit by digit method. So I want to take, let's do 548 divided by 4. Now if I'm going to do the place value section methods, or the rectangle method or box method, whatever you guys want to call it, what you are going to do is you're going to try to find out how many hundreds times 4 go into 548. You're going to find out how many tens times 4, and you're going to find out how many ones times 4. And you get all those partial quotients or all these answers up front, you'll get your answer. I know 4 can go into 548 at least 100 times, so 100 times 4 equals 400. If I wanted to bump it up one more and say 200 times 4 would equal 800, and that would be too much. So 4 times 100 equals 400. If I subtract it, I get 148. That goes in the next box. Now I'm going to say how many times can I do 4 times 10? How many 10 times 4 can I get in 148? Well, let's see here. I know that if I do 20 times 4 it equals 80. Looking at 148, I think I could go higher. So I'm going to go 30 times 4 equals 120. I think I can go higher. So 40 times 4 equals 160. And I'm getting close. Actually, sorry, 160 is actually over. So now that I've went over, you know that because the 120 is the next lowest after you go over, that means that you can multiply 3 tens by 4. Give me 120. Subtract, get 28. 28 goes to the next one, and knowing my basic multiplication facts, I know 4 times 7 equals 28 to give me a remainder of nothing, and then I bundle all these together, 137. Okay, so I'm going to take that same problem, 548, excuse me, 548, and divide it by 4 using the expanded notation method. I know 4 can go into 548 at least 100 times. Multiply 4 times 100, and that gives me 400. Subtract it. Sorry, I did that completely backwards, so ignore everything I just did there. I'm going to start over, actually, because that will confuse you. Alright, so 548 divided by 4. I know 4 can go into 548 at least 100 times. So 5 times 100 is 400. I subtract, get 148. I know that 4 can go into 148 70 times, equal 140. I did it wrong again. What is going on with me today? I'm sorry. Man. 4 can go into 148 at least 30 times to give me 120. I subtract it, I get 28. I know 4 can go into 28 7 times to give me 28 with a remainder of 0. And then I would add all these together. So 100 plus 30 plus 7 equals 137. That's the expanded notation method because you're adding above. Okay. I'm going to do the partial quotients method for you real quick. This is the one I actually enjoy the most. Sorry. 548 divided by 4. I'm just going to draw a line over here. And I'm going to tell myself 4 can go in at least 100 times. Multiply 4 times 100 to give me 400. Draw a line, subtract. 148 is my leftover. 4 times 30 will give me 120. 28 left over. 4 times 7 will give me 28. Nothing left over. You add all these together, you get 137. Alright, so today's lesson is going to focus on the step or digit by digit method. Okay, and this is kind of how I did it this is exactly how I did it as a kid. We're just going to look at each digit. I'm going to draw some lines here with different colors in between each of the digits, because I want you to focus on just the one digit. If you ask yourself, how many times can 4 go into 5, you should tell yourself, oh, it can go in one time, because one time I'll have 1 left over. So one time, so you take 1 times the 4, and it equals 4. Draw a line underneath. Subtract. 4 can't go into 1, so you look next door and say, okay, this 4 is sitting here all by himself, ready to come down. Now, 4 can go into 14. I know 4 can go into 14 3 times, so 4 times 3 is 12. Subtract again, and then the 8 falls down to hook on the other side of the 2. So 4 can go into 28 7 times. Take 28, you subtract it, you get 0, and your answer is 137. Okay, so I'm going to do a couple problems like that, and I'm going to send you on your way because you have a lot of workbook pages to work on. So I'm going to shrink this baby down, and I'll do a couple more just digit by digit. Let's do 6,743 divided by 5. I'm making this a big one. Because when you go digit by digit, it's easy, I think. It makes everything smaller, makes everything seem smaller. So 5 can go into 6 one time. 1 times 5 is 5. Put the 1 there, bring down the 7. 5 can go into 17 3 times to give me 15. Gives me 2 left over, the 4 comes down. 5 can go in 24 4 times, because I know 4 times 5 is 20. To give me 4 left over, and then 3 trickles down. 4 times 8 will give me 40. My remainder is 3, and there's no more digits over here. Okay? There's no more digits. That's the most important thing. Just because you have a remainder doesn't mean you're done then. You need to look up and see if you have any more digits to mess with. You don't. 3 is less than 5, so my remainder is 3. Here's my answer, 1,348, remainder of 3. So I'm going to try doing one that there's zeros in there to make you understand the what happens if it goes in 0 times. So let's do 4,836 divided by 4. I'm going to see if I can get another fun color in here. Ooh, let's do this one. This one looks really cool. All right. Oh, that didn't work. Anyways, not as cool as I thought it would be. I thought it would be a rainbow color. I'm going to separate it by digit. I know 4 can go into 4 one time. Give me a 4. Equals 0. 8 falls down. I know 4 can go into 8 2 times. To make 8, gives me a 0. The 3 falls down. This is where it gets tricky, and this is where some of you might be confused. Because you're like, okay, 4 can't go into 3, so what do I do next? Well, you're going to think about bringing the next digit down, but first you have to tell yourself 4 cannot go into 3. So it goes in 0 times. 4 times 0 equals 0. Then that gives that 3 all by itself to where you can bring down your 6. Okay, it's very important to put that 0 in there, because if you don't, your answer is going to be a lot smaller than what it should be. And I'll show you, because 4 times 9 is 36. Give me a remainder of 0. My answer is 1,209. If you instead did this and put the 1 there, the 2 there, and didn't put anything here, and then you did the 9 for the last one, you would get 129, and that'd be way off of 1,209. So it's really important that you know that. Let's do one more. I'm going to do a big one, because with digit by digit, you can do really, really big ones. So just for fun here, I'm going to go 6, go into 746,823. That's huge, but when we do digit by digit, it's not that hard. Okay? You're going to tell yourself, all right, let's see, 6 can go into 7 one time. 6 times 7 is 6. Remainder of 1, trickle the 4 down. 6 can go into 14 2 times. 12, 2, bring the 6 down. 6 can go into 26 4 times, give me 24. With a 2, bring the 8 down. 6 can go into 8 also 4 times, goes 24 with a remainder of 4. Bring the 2 down. I know 6 times 7 is, sorry, make it a little smaller. I know 6 times 7 is 42, and I'm glad I have this one for you because it's kind of tricky. And you bring the 3 down. At this point, 6 can't go into 3, but don't just say you're done, because you have to do something with this 3 here. So 6 times 0 will equal 0. Now you have a remainder of 3. Okay, because you can't just go 1, 2, 4, 4, 7, remainder of 3. Because you still have to tell whoever's doing this or whatever this is for, you have to be able to say 6 times 0, or 6 can go in this 3 0 times. You have to put that on there. If not, your number goes from 124,470 to 12,447 because you don't put that 0 there. So you have to put it there. That's the most important thing. Alright, there's plenty of work to do in these pages. There's 4 more pages for 3-4 today, so I want you to work on those and then work your way back to 3-3 and 3-2.